speaker. He's our Chinese James Bond.
Really?
You know? He grew up in the cities, I believe they said in Chinatown, and then after he graduated from college, of all places, what a college graduate does, join the Marine Corps, or he joined the Marine Corps.
I'm supposed to introduce them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so without further ado, I'll have the person next to the guest speaker introduce our speaker for the night.
I'm Hon K, the resident baker for Mahjong. What in your life, in your memoirs, would be relevant to our membership here?
My story will probably resonate with many of you because I grew up in an immigrant family, and I was raised on traditional Chinese values, Confucian values that helped me get through life. And I'm sure it's helped many of you get through the same struggles as you tried to straddle two cultures and try to make yourself way into mainstream America. So I hope that in telling my story, you'll be able to see some of yourself in my journey.
That doesn't explain how you got about to write the book in the first place.
Well, you know, I never wanted to write a memoir because, number one, I hate to write. And it was difficult for me to write about a subject, especially those parts of my life that I kept hidden from a lot of people for many years. In fact, for 30 years, I lived undercover as a CIA officer. My family, my brothers and my parents never knew that I worked for the agency, and I never had a chance to tell them before they passed away.
So, tell us about your Vietnam experience. What makes it, well, being on the ground as a Marine officer directing other grunts?
How many of you have been in the service? Okay. So, being in the service and combat was a life-changing, transformative experience. The man who replaced me and the man I replaced were both killed in action. So many of the people I served with came home broken, physically, if they came home at all, broken physically, spiritually, or mentally. So I'm so glad that today's veterans are coming back to a much warmer reception than we did when we came home from Vietnam. But I personally feel that we have to do more than just saying thank you for your service. Now that's good. Thank you for your service. But 2008 RAND Corporation study showed that 31% of all returning veterans from either Iraq or Afghanistan suffer from PTSD, clinical depression, or traumatic brain injury. So I think we have to do more for our veterans.
700 commit suicide every year.
Yes. So the invisible wounds are something that affects all of us, entire communities.